ESPN FC's Misery Index is back for a second year after its first edition in 2020. So get your miserable faces on, because this is about clubs big and small. All can be included in this. And it's about the fans who have the most cause for misery. Now, this year's names include the likes of Juventus and Norwich and even Oldham. But today, I would like to talk about Barcelona and Manchester United. And here to help me do so is Mark Ogden and Ali Moreno. Ali, let's start with you. Why have the Barcelona fans got so much cause for concern right now this season?
Well, first of all, Kay, I appreciate the fact that when we're talking about misery, you bring me into the discussion. That makes me feel really good about myself. As it pertains to Barcelona, when you consider misery for Barcelona, you have to start with the expectations of Barcelona and what they should be and what they are. When you have a club like Barcelona, then of course you think, you know what, they're going to win everything and anything that they play in. And then you see what the reality of the club is. And then you start saying to yourself, uh-oh, they're not going to win for a while. Now, it all starts with financial issues with Barcelona. And how did we get here? Well, years of mismanagement, years of bad decision after bad decision, and chasing player after player and player personnel, and bad contract after bad contract. And the realities, the financial realities of Barcelona right now, what they do is that they affect everything on the club, on the field and off the field. And you're hamstrung. So this is a club, yes, Barcelona, this is a club that with a week to go to the beginning of the season this year in La Liga, they were not able to register players because they did not have a way of balancing the budget. They did not have enough room in the salary cap as it is stipulated by La Liga. So their own players, Gerard Piqué, Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, had to take pay cuts in order to make that happen, in order to get Memphis Depay on the field and Eric Garcia on the field. They're still paying the contracts of Ernesto Valverde, Quique Setién, and Ronald Koeman while they go and get Xavi. They're paying 3 managers that are nowhere near Barcelona now. Okay, you want more? We have more if you're Barcelona. You allow, because of your own financial difficulties, because of your own decision, you allow your player, the guy, the reference point, the historic player of the club, Lionel Messi, to walk out the back door for nothing, for zero, nada, nothing. This guy walked out the back door as if it was just me walking through Barcelona. And let me tell you, that would not be a good picture for Barcelona, me walking on the Camp Nou. But that's where we are right now. We are with a team that has a bunch of old guys on one end, a bunch of young guys in another end, and then in the middle, you got a whole lot of Coutinho. Good luck with that.
That sounds pretty bad to me, Mark Ogden. Surely Manchester United's fans can't have more reason to be upset than the Barca fans.
Well, it's all about context, isn't it? I agree that Barca's situation is a complete mess because the financial side of it and mismanagement. But you could argue that what Barcelona are going to go through in the next 8, 9, 10 years is what Man United have already gone through for the last 8, 9, 10 years. You know, certainly since Alex Ferguson left in 2013. Ferguson's departure is a similar situation to Messi leaving Barcelona, in the sense that this huge character has left the club and the club is unable to fill the void. Now, United have tried and failed. Bad appointments, mismanagement by the senior figures at the club, bad signings, wasted money on players, to the situation they're in now where they are so far behind Man City, so far behind Liverpool that it's embarrassing. Now, I know that Barcelona will look at Real Madrid and think they're a long way behind, but they're not quite as far behind Real Madrid as United are behind Liverpool and Man City. Barcelona, at some point, maybe in the next 2, 3, 4 years even, will close the gap on Real Madrid. Really, it's just 2 clubs in Spain. I'm sorry, Atletico, but it's 2 clubs, 2 giant clubs. In England, United have fallen behind Liverpool and City. They've fallen behind Chelsea. Arsenal are coming back again. Tottenham have got a great big stadium that at some point may, generate some excitement at the club. So United's strength of the past, the 20 years ago when they were the biggest team, the biggest stadium, the best manager, the best players, all those are gradually gone. Now, yes, they still have the money. They brought in Cristiano Ronaldo, but in many ways, Ronaldo's return is, I would never say that Ronaldo's made him a worse team. He hasn't. He scored all these great goals, but they've become so reliant on Ronaldo already that you worry about what happens when Ronaldo goes. It's almost like Messi leaving Barca and Ferguson leaving United again. So for me, yes, Barcelona have got a bad time ahead, but United have lived that time and they're still living it. So that's why the fans are so upset and so miserable, is because they've had 8 years of nothing, and they might have another 8 years of nothing because the club isn't being run very well, so they can't see a way out of it.
I mean, they do have one of the two best players in the world, though, Mark. And, Ale, as you mentioned, Barcelona don't anymore. At least United can say they have Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Yeah, when I look at Barcelona as compared to Manchester United, it's the fact that when Barcelona now, given their financial difficulties, well established, they used to go into a negotiating room and they were the buyers. They were the powerful club. They were a stronger presence than everybody else in that room. Now they go into a negotiating room and it's almost as if they're going into a flea market. They're bargaining. Can we get this for this? And if I sell this guy, then maybe I'm able to get enough money together so I can buy that guy. These are the decisions that Barcelona is having to make. They're looking for bargains. They're looking for the clearance items. They're looking for the items in the back of the store. That's what Barcelona is looking for. Not what you see right there in front of the window. The real shiny stuff that's on the mannequin. No. They cannot afford that. So they walk into a room desperate. And other clubs around the world know that they're desperate. And because there is desperation, then you start making bad decision after bad decision and after bad decision. So when Mark is talking about the 8-10 years that Manchester United has gone through, well, those are the same 8-10 years that Barcelona, not only are they going to go through, but they're going to have to go through those waiting for Ansu Fati, for Pedri, for Gavi, for those guys to become sort of this world-class talent and this new generation of Barcelona players. Because the current core group of players, when we're talking about Coutinho and Clement Lenglet and so on and so forth, and Sergi Roberto, and whenever Dembele plays, those guys you cannot rely upon. Those guys you cannot build a team around. And so therefore, these limitations that Barcelona have, they don't end now. They don't end in the near future. For the foreseeable future, Barcelona is going to walk into a negotiating room without having anything to bargain with and without having any sort of power. Every other club around the world knows that, and therefore they're going to negotiate with Barcelona, setting their own terms, not on Barcelona terms.
The last point I will say, though, in your defense, Mark, is that if we're talking about club legends taking over the club and being the manager, yes, Xavi remains untested at this level, but he does have an idea of how he wants his side to play. Do you think that's an advantage for Barca over Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
It always helps when the coach has a plan, doesn't it? And I think at the moment, Man United doesn't have much of a plan. But, the Qatar League, the Norwegian League, Solskjaer came from Molde, Xavi's come from Qatar. It's not great, and it is always a dangerous path to go down when you go outside the club and go back to get a legend back to kind of relive the past. Reliving the past doesn't usually work. The great clubs that have fallen hard times in the past, Liverpool, they relived the past until they broke that link to the past. They didn't start winning again. You could argue that Man United are still living in the past and they won't start winning until they get out of the past, and that is a danger that Barcelona face. But one thing I will say is in their favour with Joan Laporta coming back into the club, a guy that's actually he's walked the walk in terms of when Barca successfully knows how to make a club successful, knows how to get the right players. United don't have that expertise. Off the field at Old Trafford with the Glazers and Ed Woodward, who's leaving soon, there's a real lack of football expertise. And I think at least Barca have that. And also Barcelona represent a region of Spain. It's a very proud region. I think that driving force, that power of being, the kind of symbolism of Catalonia might at some point drive them through. They represent more than a football club. Sorry to say it, but they are. Man United, in many ways, are a big club, but they don't have that representation of a region that Barca have. And I think that determination to push back for Catalonia will actually help Barcelona. For United, I don't see what pushes them on. I just think they look around and think the nearest rivals are pulling away, and it's so hard to see them coming back. I remember being at Champions League finals, 2 Champions League finals between United and Barca. They were the kings of Europe. They were the best teams in Europe, the best in the world. 10 years ago now, I don't think we'll see that again in another 10 years. It might be more than 10 years before we see Barca and Man United challenging the Champions League finals again.
And I think both sets of fans have just heard more than 10 reasons that they have every right to be miserable this season.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.